So we all know being a football player can be a pipeline to becoming a wrestler. And plenty of football players have become wrestlers. You know, you got your John Cena's, your Bill Goldberg, Stone Cold Steve Austin's, Titus O'Neil, Big E Langston's, and a few more. Oh, and I don't want to leave out Ron Simmons, who was a great player at FSU. But of course, the most known football players to become wrestlers is Roman Reigns and of course Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And I want to take a look at their careers when they were lacing up the cleats and getting ready to go out on that field before they were lacing up their boots and getting ready to wrestle in the ring. But before that, I want to say like, share, and subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so you don't miss the next upload. And first we're talking about Joseph Anoa'i, better known as Roman Reigns, and for this video going to be called Roman Reigns. Reigns' football career started when he was younger with his cousins. Now, I couldn't find the exact moment of when it started, but I was able to find some stats from his senior season. As a senior at Escambia High School, Reigns put up 120 tackles, 12 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, and 2 interceptions. And at the end of the season, he was named the Defensive Player of the Year by the Pensacola News-Journal. And even more impressive, he was named second team All-State in Florida. And that's impressive considering that Florida is just one of those states that consistently produces talent and NFL players. And Reigns' high school coach will have this to say about him. Joe was as energetic and passionate a football player as he is in the ring. Joe's attitude brought out the best in the players around him. He was a pleasure to work with as a high school athlete. Of course, as Reigns' senior season went on and wrapped up, he would rack up a bunch of scholarship offers. According to Rivals.com, Reigns will have scholarship offers from Louisville, Georgia Tech, South Carolina, and South Florida. Rivals also had him listed as a 3-star and a 58th best player at his position. And on signing day, Reigns and his family would gather around, and Reigns will sign with Georgia Tech. And another fun fact about Reigns' signing day is that on the same day, Jonathan and Joshua Fatu will sign with West Alabama. And if you don't know, that is Jimmy and Jey Uso, who are Reigns' cousins and one of the best WWE tag teams of all time. And I couldn't find much on Reigns' first couple years at Georgia Tech, but I did find out that he went from backup to starter to captain of the team. And I do have the stats of his last 2 seasons with the Yellow Jackets. In his last 2 years, he had 65 tackles, 14.5 tackles for loss, and 6.5 sacks. With the great senior year that Reigns had, he was voted first team All ACC. And even though Reigns started 3 years at Georgia Tech and had some productive seasons, he wouldn't get an NFL Combine invite. Despite not getting an invite, he would have a good pro day, and Reigns would have a great RAS score. Reigns will have a RAS score better than some known defensive tackles such as Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. Despite having a good RAS score, Reigns would go undrafted, but he would get a shot at the NFL with the Vikings. He would get cut then, and then after that, he would get picked up by Jacksonville Jaguars and also get cut from them. Reigns would then move on to the CFL, where he would play for the Edmonton Eskimos, and with the Eskimos, he recorded just 9 tackles. And after some time with the Eskimos, Reigns decided to retire from football and move over to wrestling. And I think it's safe to say that this was the right choice considering the fact that he's now the face of WWE, where he has main evented multiple Wrestlemanias. Now, before we could smell what The Rock was cooking, he was actually a multi-sport athlete. When he was younger, he lived with his mother in New Zealand, and in New Zealand, he played rugby. And after a while, he actually just decided to move back to the States with his dad. And then the States is where he decided to pick up football as a hobby, but it didn't exactly happen just like that. Before playing football, The Rock would actually get in trouble multiple times with the law. And he would tell The Independent that he would get arrested 8 or 9 times by the age of 17. And there wasn't no big crimes that he committed, it was just really small petty crimes like theft and fighting. But it was at a certain moment where his life changed forever. One day, The Rock decided to use the teacher's restrooms instead of the student restrooms in school, and that's when Jody Seawick, a teacher, walked in. Seawick told Johnson that he needed to leave the restroom, and really The Rock didn't pay him no mind, kind of just shrugged him off. The next day it come around, Johnson felt bad about what he told the teacher, and he would actually go find him to apologize. After The Rock apologized to Seawick, Seawick then encouraged him to join the football team. So The Rock did just that. He joined the football team, and well, it paid off. After joining the football team, his behavior in the classroom would take a leap, and his behavior off the field would take a leap, and on top of that, his grades took a leap. And I wasn't able to find any stats from his 2 years of playing football, but I was able to find some colleges that offered him scholarships. The Rock would have offers from Penn State, Florida State, Clemson, and UCLA. But The Rock decided to go to Miami, better known at that time as the U. And Miami wasn't no such of a program, as they was one of the best programs in college football at the time. And by 1991, the Miami Hurricanes already produced players like Michael Irvin, Jim Kelly, and Vinny Testaverde to the NFL. So maybe, just maybe, this guy Dwayne Johnson could become the next Hall of Famer for Miami. And well, he actually did become a Hall of Famer, just not in football. Throughout his career at Miami, he actually only started one game, being a backup for all of his career basically. And the person starting in front of him was future NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. And despite being a backup for basically his whole career at Miami, he still put up some solid stats. For his career, he would have 78 tackles, 4.5 sacks, and just 1 pass deflection. And his best season will be in 1993, as he had 34 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 pass deflection, and 1 tackle for loss. Back in 1991 though, The Rock actually helped Miami win a national title. And despite The Rock having a solid career at Miami, he really wouldn't get NFL looks. Now with The Rock going undrafted and not getting any NFL offers, he would have to go to the CFL. And in the CFL, he signed with the Calgary Stampeders, where they moved him from defensive tackle, which was the position he played from high school to college, to a linebacker. After that, he was signed to the Stampeders practice roster, and then 2 months later, he was cut. Just a year after being cut, he would start wrestling. And it's safe to say that that was the right choice for The Rock. After joining wrestling, he became one of the most famous wrestlers in history, and he became a face of the company. And because he made his name in wrestling, he became one of the biggest actors in this generation, starring in multiple movies across the globe. Side note, I thought it'd be a fun fact, he also played on the defense with Ray Lewis as well. But yeah, as you can see, both The Rock and Roman Reigns had successful college careers, but their NFL careers or professional careers just didn't work out. And both of these guys will end up being Hall of Famers, as The Rock is already in the Hall of Fame, while Roman Reigns is going to be in the Hall of Fame. And this season, both of these guys will headline Wrestlemania together. But that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about the video down below. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.